Hi, let me start today's video with two imaginary characters that I have created, and I have named them as Lisa and Karen. Let me talk about Lisa first. Lisa is a very efficient homemaker, and yes, it looks like she works round the clock and literally looks like she never takes a break at all. And of course, because of her efficiency, because of her discipline, she is able to maintain the harmony at home, and of course, the functionality of home is top notch. Her loved ones or her family members do not get many chances to point out at her inefficiency in any way. So yes, she is a happy homemaker and an efficient one too. Let's talk about Karen. Karen, on the other hand, of course, she is a hardworking homemaker and she is a very dedicated homemaker. But then on some days, she is not efficient. She faces some difficulties in coping up with her duties on some days. Some days don't seem very favorable to her at all. And so that creates a little bit of disharmony in the functionality of her home. And yes, although she is hardworking, she is dedicated, somewhere the efficiency is lacking in her. Now, if you're given a chance to be the Lisa or the Karen in your life, whom would you choose to be? Most of the homemakers, all of us would want to be that Lisa in our life, right? Karen, on the other hand, is, as I said, is dedicated. She is hardworking, but then she is a master procrastinator. And that is the main reason of the inefficiency that she faces on some days in her life. So now, if you want to know how Lisa is so perfect, or okay, let's not call it perfect, efficient, productive, what is the secret behind her efficiency, and what is it that is making her that Lisa, the efficient homemaker? If you want to know all this, then please stick around till the end of this video, because in today's video I will be decoding the secrets of how exactly we can avoid the procrastination that we do sometimes as homemakers. So if you're interested in knowing these secrets, then please stay with me till the end of the video. And yes, I'm Vaishnavi, and my channel is all about homemaking motivation. And apart from making contents regarding organizing and cleaning of the house, I also make contents regarding the mental health aspect of us homemakers. So in case you are new to this channel and you love such kind of contents, then please hit the subscribe button to be a part of this beautiful community of homemakers. And if you're already a part of this community, then please welcome back to the channel. So without any further ado, let's try and understand what is it that it takes to avoid procrastination in our lives. Let's start the video. Before we try and understand what are the key points that we need to follow in order to avoid procrastination, is that let us firstly understand what is procrastination, because many of us are under the impression that procrastination is nothing but laziness. No, it is not. There's a thin line of difference between showing laziness and the uh, habit of procrastinating. So, what exactly is procrastination? Procrastination essentially primarily means that although we know that a particular work is having the nature of urgency, it needs to be taken care of. We need to cater to that, but still we lack the discipline to actually finish that work or implement our productivity in terms of understanding the importance of that particular work. We are trying to postpone it, we are trying to push it away. We have a lot of excuses to do so. And this essentially, pulls us back from staying productive. and the kind of guilt that goes with it, that yes, although I know I need to finish it but I'm not, is a totally another story which we need to deal with. So yes, procrastination is harmful, I would say, very harmful if we have to stay as productive homemakers. So let us first understand what is procrastination. That is, let us not label ourselves as lazy. It is our attitude towards understanding the urgency of a certain work, and also the way we take it for granted. And yes, in today's video, let us learn how not to do it, how best we can avoid it so that we can retain the efficiency and stay productive all day long. It's a very simple logic that if we want to really get rid of something bad in us, we need to firstly acknowledge and accept that yes, there is something bad in us which we need to get rid of. Be it a bad habit, be it some kind of bad quality, bad traits, something that is bad needs to be acknowledged and recognized by us firstly in order to get rid of it. As long as we deny that, no, I'm perfect, I am absolutely fine, I don't need to improve. If we have that kind of attitude, believe me, we can never improve. At every step, we need to challenge ourselves. At every step, we need to be that kind of very, that person who's so self critical. I'm not trying to say that be harsh on yourself. Being harsh on yourself and trying to punish yourself for not being efficient or productive is a very wrong thing. I would never suggest, or I would never even think of doing that on myself either. But all I'm saying is it's very good if we stay self critical, and if we understand that I am not perfect, but I can be. So, what are the things that I need to work upon myself? So, if I have that kind of attitude towards myself, then believe me, I'm going to be the best version of myself every day. With each single passing day, I am going to prove myself, not for others, not for the validation of others, but yes, to stay the best version of myself in my own eyes. So, for this, I need to first of all acknowledge, as I said, and accept that yes, there's something that's wrong in me. What is it? It's procrastination? Then fine. Let me understand, where is it stemming from? What are its roots? This is the kind of introspection I need to do. This introspection will happen only if I have the capability to understand that yes, something is wrong. Yes, I'm not being efficient. It is very simple for me to point out fingers at others and blame the situation, or maybe blame my environment, or for that matter, give any sort of excuses and justify my flaws. It's very simple. It hardly takes time for me to do so. But will it benefit me? That is what I need to question myself. If I keep on justifying myself, if I keep on giving the kind of excuses that, fine, I was inefficient, but so what? This thing happened. That thing happened. This person didn't support me. This person didn't, acknowledge that I was actually asking for some help, and so my work got delayed or it got stuck up. It's very easy to point out at others, but it's not beneficial because it will not allow me to go ahead in life. It will not allow me to be efficient in life. So it becomes very important that I understand that the responsibility is mine. The responsibility to rectify my flaws is my duty. So the moment I have this kind of attitude, believe me, I will put in efforts to come out of that kind of bad traits, or come out of those flaws that I have in me, and I will try and work on myself. So, all this will happen. I just want to emphasize on the point that I have to acknowledge, I need to accept that some things are going wrong, and I need to own it up. Although we may feel, it's okay to give yourself that excuse, it's okay to justify your inefficiency at times. And the best form that we use is that sentence, I'm but a human being. This always we do it to ourselves. We say, I'm a human being. It happens. I'm not a machine. All such lines, all such statements are nothing but kind of giving excuses or kind of, justifying yourself that although I'm inefficient at times, it's okay. I'm a human. That's it. This will do no good to us, believe me. As long as we justify ourselves, as long as we give excuses to ourselves, and we don't take the responsibility of our flaws, we cannot be efficient and we cannot achieve the productivity. So, the number one point that we need to keep in our mind is that let's take the responsibility, let's acknowledge, let's firstly accept that yes, I procrastinate. This knowledge, this acceptance is like, the beginning step that we take towards getting rid of this procrastination. So always remember, accept your flaws, accept and acknowledge that yes, I procrastinate, I need to come out of it. There are certain reasons why we procrastinate. If you have that kind of the capability to do that introspection, then you'll certainly find out that most of the times, believe me, most of the times, the reason for procrastination is that we are scared to take up a certain task. It's like, I'll just give you an example. I know my master closet is messy. I know for sure nothing is organized. I know it very well. But I also know that if I try to, organize one part, I am very much aware that the rest of the things will fall down and I'll have to literally start from the scratch. So the very thought that I have to take care of the entire closet sometimes, makes me get scared to actually take that first step towards cleaning my closet. I literally get scared. I'm like, I'm not ready for such a huge task. I cannot manage. These thoughts are very natural. And with that thought, we say, okay, let's wait. Let's do it tomorrow. And tomorrow comes and we say, okay, let's do it in the weekend. I'll have a fresh mood. Maybe I'll not take up other tasks. I'll just concentrate on the closet. What are we doing? We are postponing it, right? We're just pushing it away with the fear that I cannot take up the entire task, right? But then, if I just tell myself that it's okay, break it, break that particular huge task into small tasks, and then finish it, I'm sure I will like that idea. I just need to tell myself that although it seems such a huge task for me right now, but if I break it into smaller tasks, then my end goal is to achieve whatever I have to do in the closet, right? That is in terms of organization or purging. Everything can be done. Maybe not in one single day, but at least I should take that first step, right? The more I procrastinate and the more I say that no, it is too huge for me to handle, let me just, put it on weekends. Believe me, that will just leave us with the guilt that we are not doing it. And the second thing is that it will just get delayed for no reason. So, whenever we feel that the task is too huge, and whenever we get into this procrastination for that reason, that is, the task is too huge, I am not in the position to handle such a huge task. Believe me, when you start splitting it into smaller tasks, when you start breaking it into smaller tasks, it will be done by you. It will be done by you, and you will not be under the guilt that you're pushing it away or you're putting it on another day, you're postponing the task. If you even start today, like maybe it can be a very small thing also, maybe you just arranged a few drawers, but then you will be happy, you will gain the confidence. When I can do the drawers, I can go ahead, I can maybe fold the laundry properly, or maybe I can arrange it in the hangers. I'm just giving you an example of closet. It can be anything else, in terms of organization. in terms of anything for that matter. When it comes to homemaking, sometimes we restrict ourselves, we kind of pull ourselves back with the fear that the task is too huge for me to complete, maybe on that day, or maybe it is too tedious for me, I don't have a help, I have to do it on my own. So when I get such kind of thoughts, it is always better that I avoid procrastination by telling myself that do not be scared of this task. Just split it into smaller tasks and then go ahead, try this and it will happen. Because personally I have done it. Whenever I am under this impression that I'm not able to render this thing, I'm not able to finish this thing, this is too huge, this is too messy for me, I know I have brought this particular thing at this stage of being messy, it's my responsibility, but I know that I cannot handle it, I know that I cannot organize it, or maybe in a single day or whatever. The very thought that I have to organize, gives me that kind of fear, that kind of underconfidence in me. But then whenever I say that it's okay, at least give it a start. Start breaking it in small tasks. Maybe it will take 2 days, maybe it will take 3 days, but at least I'm not procrastinating, right? So yes, that is a secret. If you feel it is too huge or something, just split it, break it into smaller tasks, but just go about it. At least you'll be saved of that guilt feeling that I did not take it up. Many a times as homemakers, we want to be this superhuman being who can do everything on one single day. It happens. It's like I want everything to be organized, everything should be spick and span, there should be no dust, I should not see any dust in the ceiling or maybe on the hard surface. We challenge ourselves, we try to be very perfect, but in the process, what happens when I try to do everything on one single day, or maybe when I try to take up too many things, it's humanly impossible. There is a certain capacity beyond which we cannot be productive, right? So what happens, we pile up certain work, and as and how it piles up, we know that we have to do it, but we are not able to achieve it because we have already taxed ourselves in a very bad way. And maybe we have taken up things which are not of any urgent nature, but just that we had that in mind, this needs to be done, this has to be done, so we just do it and we put our energy in something, and then by the time we have to really do some urgent tasks, we are out of energy, right? It happens, right? So during such circumstances, it's very important that I remain wise enough to create a schedule for myself, a cleaning schedule, cooking schedule, baking schedule, a meal prep schedule. If I am wise enough to, create that schedule and split each and every work, uh, you know, as, some 2 or 3 days in a week or something like that, not like, just finish it on that day and finish everything on one single day. That kind of attitude, if I come out of that kind of attitude, and if I'm wise enough to create a schedule, plan a schedule, then believe me, I will never get into this zone of procrastinating. Because, as I said, the fear in our mind that, oh, I have to organize so much is such a huge thing for us that we feel that anyway we are going to fail at completing it. So, why take it up at all? Let's postpone it. That attitude, that's very dangerous. So, yes, if I want to avoid this procrastination in me, the only secret is I need to be wise enough in creating a schedule. So, for example, now the daily cleaning will be taken care on a daily basis. That is something that you cannot postpone, right? Because the functionality of the home is so very necessary, and the cleanliness, of course, is so very necessary that at least the basic cleaning has to be taken care of. Cooking, of course, has to go on. So, when it comes to some elaborate cleaning or elaborate laundry work, that time I should be wise enough to create a schedule for that. Like, along with doing the normal cleaning work, if I take up one extra, it's just one extra cleaning thing. It's not like I'm taking the entire thing. One extra cleaning thing I take up for a day. Then the next day I take up another cleaning work which is kind of elaborate. So if I split like this, I will make the workload mentally very less, first of all, and obviously on a physical level also it will not be very taxing. So on a mental level, when I know the burden is reduced, believe me, the idea of procrastination will not come at all, because for me it is more fun now. Because for me, I have a to do list, and I know that there is something that I have designed for myself which will guide me. It's like, you're traveling in your car and you want to reach a certain destination. Obviously you will use the GPS for your tracking the place, right? Without that you cannot. So likewise, if I have to run my homemaking tasks very smoothly and stay productive, the to do list is very important. Creating a schedule for myself is important so that I stay organized, and yet I will not tax myself physically, or for that matter, I said mentally. As I said, when we are mentally, feeling that kind of stress, physically we don't go ahead at all. We always pull ourselves back and say, oh, no, 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 wait, wait. Or, if you're disorganized, you don't know from where you have to start. You don't know what you have to do. You don't know how you have to end your week. Everything is chaotic. So that is why scheduling and creating a perfect plan for your cleaning and cooking job or baking job is always very necessary if you want to be a very productive homemaker. So keep in mind to always have a wonderful schedule for everything. That will make your life easier. It is a good idea to bribe yourself sometimes. And when I say bribe, it's not in a negative way, it's in the most positive way. Bribe yourself, as in reward yourself, keep an incentive for yourself on the completion of certain work. So when I get into this attitude of procrastination, when I say, okay, okay, I know that I need to do it, but it's okay, let me do it later. Or maybe let me, as I said, we usually push it towards the weekends. So whenever I get such thought, I sometimes, try and reward myself. I say, see, if you do this, if you complete it right now, which is really necessary for you to complete, or else it's going to pile up and it's you who's going to pay for this. So, better quickly just get up, do it. And if you do it, I will reward you with, maybe, I'm sure you guys may laugh at this, but yes, it's kind of a cute reward. Maybe I'll reward myself with some chocolate, right? Or some cookies that's there in the pantry. Um, we can have it any day. The chocolate, the cookies, it's like there in the pantry, it's there in the refrigerator. But when you consciously tell yourself that if you do this, you can reward yourself with something like that, like cookies, like chocolate. Believe me, that kind of attitude really makes you feel so good that, okay, I'm earning it. It's not that I'm just going and just munching. The very idea that you're earning something in return of something that you completed, and here you're rewarding yourself. You are giving an incentive to your own self. So try and come up with such, although it may seem crazy, although it may seem silly, it seems cute also sometimes. Come up with such ideas. Basically, you want to break that, that bad trait in you, that is procrastination, and you just want to come out of it. So why not try some crazy things like these also? So I usually do that. For example, I don't like folding the laundry. That's like the least interesting thing for me in this house. And when I see a pile of laundry and I have to fold it, I know, and I get into this kind of, I get into the mode of procrastination. I just sit and I look at the laundry and I say, if you complete this pile, you just go down and have that cookie which is there in the pantry. You bribing my own self, bribing myself in a way that makes me feel like a child again. gives me some kind of interest in that work. Then I'm like, yeah, let me do it. Let me just fold it fast and then earn my cookie. Try this. Because I have done it and it is so much fun, you know. Basically, I come out of that procrastination mode. I'm like, I just I just kind of win over that zone, you know, wherein I'm trying to postpone that work or something like that. So yes, as a homemaker, sometimes it's good to be like, you know, get your inner child out and try and understand that yes, everything can be fun. Not everything is like, you know, okay, you have to do it under discipline, you have to do it this way, you have to do that way, you have to be perfect, you have to be the super mom. Sometimes you can be silly, right? You can be silly, you can come up with any idea like this, the one which I just mentioned, and that is, you know, earning a cookie for yourself on completion of a particular work which you don't like and you like to procrastinate every time. So do something crazy like this, and believe me, you will get rid of that kind of you know, getting into the zone of procrastinating. Try it, it works. I really feel that we are the luckiest generation. I mean, in terms of the sophisticated life that we are leading, the kind of technology that we are enjoying, in every way, we are such lucky homemakers. Uh, this social media, and believe me, there are too many advantages of social media. One of them is we get to know a lot of experiences of homemakers like us. You know, when you open your YouTube feed, there are so many homemakers who are coming up with such beautiful contents, and you just feel so inspired. You get to know new techniques, you get to know new skills of organizing stuff at home. And for me personally speaking, I love listening to podcasts, some motivational podcasts. So make use of all that. Whenever you are in that zone, you know, wherein you are kind of planning to procrastinate, or you're kind of not in that very productive zone and you're trying to postpone certain things, take a break. Of course, it's not like we have to work round the clock. We are not machines. For sure, we are not machines. And no, we are not justifying it. But then it's okay to take a break. And during those breaks, be wise enough to listen to something that motivates you. Do not waste your time in, you know, sometimes we go into this meaningless scrolling, and maybe I sit at 9 o'clock, and the way I scroll everything, I see everything so much. But then let us be wise enough to utilize that break in a way that will always, you know, try and not put me in that zone of procrastination. So whenever I have this attitude of procrastinating, it's always good that I take a break in a way that will again help me in my growth. You know, some motivational podcasts, some very positive and you know, highly elevated motivational speakers who talk such positive things and, you know, literally guide us when we are feeling that we have hit the rock bottom, you know. For me, they really make a difference. Such motivational videos, podcasts really bring me out of that zone where I feel that I need to procrastinate literally. So I always make use of such breaks. Whenever I feel that I have this urge of taking a break, or I have this urge of postponing things, I always make sure that consciously I make use of that break by listening to podcasts. So, personally speaking, I feel that is also a wonderful tool which will help us in getting us out of that zone of procrastination. You can certainly try it out, it helps. So, as I said, whenever we find ourselves in that zone, let's not stay there. The first and foremost thing is that we should try and stay self motivated. That's the best thing we can do to ourselves. But sometimes let's face the fact that uh, we may not be able to actually achieve that. So during those times, it is always better we try and depend on something that maybe another person has already gone through that. and maybe that person has the experience as to how he or she came out of that zone. So why not make use of that, right? So yeah, I believe that even listening to podcasts or maybe watching some beautiful YouTube videos can certainly help us cheer up our mood and get us out of that procrastination zone. So we can try that as well. I hope you liked today's content, and if yes, then please hit that like button down there, and also please share your beautiful feedback regarding this content, and let's make it a discussion. I would love to read your valuable inputs in the comment section below so that I can enrich my knowledge. In no way am I saying I'm a life coach or I'm an expert in something. No, I'm just, trying to maybe collate my kind of knowledge that I have gained so far, and I'm very happy to share it with you guys. And if you have that kind of knowledge that can help me and maybe even everyone else in this community, then why not? Let's have a discussion, let's enrich our knowledge, and let's be the best homemakers we can be, right? So that's all for today's content. And please take care of yourselves and happy homemaking always. Thanks for watching the video.